so
There's
far
some
in
good
EMEA.
Cypher stuff out there.
Definitely. It seemed like a curse for either team that picked her, but
Liquid on defense.
Gentleman's
on attack.
Someone's got to take the dub.
I think this
Will start on the defensive
everyone
side.
plays against the or knows how to play against the Killjoy, but I do think Cypher has some good stuff. Okay, Liquid lose a main control into the drone behind, creates pressure, so they might have to start looking behind, and then they have 3 passing over towards A. Committed the wall pretty much normally means that they're going to commit over towards the site. Chill, 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 chill. No way, he spammed. He spammed and then Zipan kills 3. Oh god, just a bit of composure.
Round so far from Zipan. We've definitely
Just
seen
a
some
slow
of the
tap.
individual brilliance that we know he's had in his locker this whole time. And I thought Kami was going to get the final kill. Got to be careful. It is still Nats, but up top,
Okay, we
is
are
remaining in
3
the
and
site.
2 for pistols.
Gentlemen are going to win themselves a
That
pistol.
could have been
I'll
so
say,
different with that first
winning
kill.
pistols in this series has meant losing the map so far.
About as much of a curse
He
as
really
Piccolo,
Lexus,
so
that bad.
we're really just trying to cancel each other out, I suppose, with this
Oi,
one.
nice
This
shots,
goes
what the?
9-3. I think I'm going to have a breakdown.
It's just insane, no, that Kamek stuck that plan. After the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth shot, you know, eventually you think he goes, oh, they can see me, I should probably skedaddle. But his HP was gradually going
RL8889,
down
thank you
and
so much for the
looked
4
like he
months, man.
went, they'll run out of ammo before they kill me at this rate. enough.
Thank you so much, RL.
See a little bit of frustration.
Okay, Wall gets committed over towards B,
Space
so not super obvious that they're going A,
No
and they're
surprise,
allowed
quite
2
common
deaths.
in these sort of rounds.
I like this though.
You will stack up that A site. A lot of angles that can go unchecked and potential to fight for the orb, but it's not gone fantastically. A quick dash of the light speed into the site, and well, looking like this could end quite quickly. Nats is nowhere to be seen. More importantly, he has to almost go all the way back around just because of he's being out-ratted at the moment.
Yeah.
Well, it was even better. I think
Sitting in spawn.
not long before that, he was here. So he was like literally in the spawn at that point. So it's an interesting position indeed. That has sent Nats in the other direction. I mean, he didn't even see the Kata was there, so maybe he'll get to keep that deep spawn control later on. For Nats, yeah, you're probably just going down to the spike, but if you can manage to find a pick or 2, thin out the herd. Kata's miles away, so he won't pick up any weapon that goes on the floor. Solid connection here. Definitely be worthwhile. Salvos used. The turret draws his ire, and that gives Kamek the window he needs.
Alright.
Start for
It's a nice start for Gentlemates. They don't lose a gun.
Of course, it's very early in the season, but I think we can also just bring in factors of the group. I think many have sort of argued that Group A is very stacked in terms of the teams that have ended up within it, and I think for Liquid, obviously, a team that made it to Masters, looking at the group they're in, probably expecting to have maybe even flawless victories, maybe them versus a Foot or something like that might be a little bit tougher, but the fact is a loss here to Gentlemates would be a huge starting point.
I was going to say straight up B here, but it should be kind of hard for this comp to take B. The drone.
For playoffs, but obviously the
you can't see this drone from yellow right now because of that.
Even get yourself, I think,
Because of the
one
height
match away
and
from
because it's invisible.
making it. Every win, every round, every map is going to count.
Of course, for those Ascension teams, it carries a little bit more weight as well.
Yeah.
Nats.
The great stun onto
He won't
Nats.
be able to swing out wide and stop that aggression from
Even I had the luck over towards middle.
Oh,
this was nice. This is a nice strat though, actually. Heavy B pressure when they're all kind of fighting on this line. You double dash over the top.
They've got to go right past Kiko. The jump peek works out
A
for
rare
Kamek with the Spectre.
whiff from Kiko.
I can't believe he's won that and a 4v2. Liquid are going to be kicking themselves.
Has he found a way for the KO to actually be made out of metal? Like, because at the moment it seems like he's being sprayed and just is not dying. There's like a final stand on. Oh,
no way. He thought he got the kill.
Thought he had the kill.
a little bit too quick on the trigger. Even still, though, he comes back to finish the job. Quick trade, and Haditech nowhere to be seen. In fact, he's going to get
bonus round as well. Liquid going to have to eco.
Oh, I want to see his nemesis in this way. That's what it feels
I like the strat, though, to be honest.
I'm so perplexed that the two shots, it looked like it was on the
I think
head.
with a bit of anti,
felt
obviously
like
it's not going to work, but first time
but
you see it, it's going to work.
hitting that retreat a little bit early refracting his way out, it's caused issues. And Team Liquid, they call a timeout here. Especially the fact that you lose opening pick to Zipan. It's unfortunate. He's hit a good shot. Click on the side was one thing, but that fight from Kamek is insane that he wins that. If one of his teammates traded him, all right, fair enough. But him getting the kill, that's just nuts.
So the strategy is a good time to bring this one out as well.
He's literally jumping in, hopping in like a kangaroo, and then on the A side, and that's the second time actually, just copping that. We had Kamek in the first round, and now Zipan. You can just plant on A, man. Even if they're shooting you, don't pull off the defuse. Just go for, or the plant. Just go for it.
Random_Uno. Thank you so much for the 5 gifted, bro. I appreciate you that. Chat, you know what to do. Good tactical pulls. Nothing else to do other than spam the slug boiler. Thank you so much, bro. I appreciate that. If anyone got gifted, make sure you at Rando_Uno and say thank you. Appreciate that, dude. Thank you for doing that.
Dominated or got dominated. Like, I think back to the Heretic series, winning a really clean map, losing an even cleaner map. So I think making sure that momentum doesn't start to stick, because more importantly, I want to look back at this series so far. I don't think Click has had the most amazing of performances.
I think so, yeah.
But we know that when he is on form, he is terrifying. Now, Kamek's been very good. I'd say Zipan, Mini, we don't even need to talk about. So I think that they
I know they're only one game in, but yeah, I think so.
This series could be over in minutes.
Oh, absolutely.
For a team that was like made to make champs,
his absence has been felt.
I'm not sure they make playoffs.
We've watched these rounds unfold. Now, Team Liquid, on the other hand, their absence on the scoreboard is not likely to be corrected here. Pistols and weaker weapons invested into a bookie for Camo. And in these rounds on Icebox, you really have to hope that they go running into you. And there's a chance. Spike's on the right side of the map, but mates are showing much more presence towards B. Previously, Nats was able to push up and take a
showing
ton
them
of
first of all,
control,
you know where the turret is. And secondly, you're kind of showing them that
2 players holding around this area.
they have to hold this,
keeping that control,
creating pressure on the map, making sure that the time gets lower and lower. And then you have mollies to stall the plant.
Them to blitz B, but they've already made the call to switch in that direction.
Call the one player, so very much still potential, but Click's going to be there to at least clear the majority of the space, and while for Nats, it needed to be a miracle play to get anything from there. Salvos will deny the more of default of plant spots, but inevitably it's quite comfortable getting anything from here. Tough.
Well, that Bucky gonna find it real hard to get up close
get
and
anything
personal.
for this.
Still that light speed online, the double dash the Camo can use to close the distance.
I still like the idea from Liquid. I thought it was good. The thing that I have seen since it's only really the calling on split for Gentamates that looked rough. It's been pretty convincing on the other 2 maps, like always.
Icebox is looking like the map that they needed. This is a, well, you said we need to see them with a strong start.
Like at least they hit over towards B with like a lot of time for them to get stalled out.
Oh God, they showed resilience in the last map anyway, but I'm also now just looking at the ultimates. Like, that's the thing. They've been building up orbs as they go, but more so on 2 very specific players, Click and Zipan, which if I was going to try and synergize 2 ultimates
another
together,
big buy rounds, and Gentamates have 2 ults that combo incredibly well.
You can slow down your opponents and then nuke where they stand. I wouldn't be surprised if we see something of the sort going into this A site.
We've already seen the ult online for Click.
It's actually good that he gets hit by that knife, because now they think that he might be anywhere close.
When the ult is used, just how much space this can clear towards the A site. But Team Liquid are playing on the left side of site. They know that that ult's likely to come in and want to avoid it completely. Stealth drone rounding the corner, instantly destroyed. For mates,
you
know that at least one player is being spotted. They're happy to just pump the brakes and see if
They
Liquid try
don't
to
really
fill
have
back
much
in that
info.
space.
They know that they're taken here. As we can see on the rest of the map, like this is
the Waylay ult.
all a question mark.
Big space in terms of that ultimate. So if they have the salvos to clear that right
They
side,
don't really know about like
I think a couple of those players could still get caught. They're also going to throw out potentially that drone as well from Zipan. They've held their utility. They still have the knife. They can use an awful lot.
Here we go. Salvos.
Seems like
they're gonna ult strat or salvo strat? Wait, what is this? They called to fake over towards A, and then late push over towards B as they got towards yellow. So
gotta
close them back.
Molly's
gonna be good. It's a great flash, but
so they're still here, ready and waiting. But with Serial falling, it's Nats. The ult fired right towards him.
and
Still
he got a
gets
dink.
two.
That's
Delays
nuts,
slightly,
bro.
10 seconds, though,
They
just
maybe
enough
faced a
for
little
that
bit
plan
too
to
early
go
with the
down.
ult. He did so much
Ult
damage
back in
with
the
that.
other direction. Virgin Pat set
Yeah, ult
in,
hit the
and
guy in
Camo
sight. It's pretty much
really
useless.
taking the space as the refractor fall back.
Say
and
that, he got a
won't
kill.
need it. The triple kill is enough to pull it across the line.
Armor
The first round
rebuy,
for Team Liquid
4-gun
on the board.
rebuy.
Yeah,
So
I do
this
wonder if that's just
is
a little bit of a misstep.
a massive,
Obviously,
massive
new
round. If
agent, a
Gentlemates
new
get this,
ultimate.
it's like
I
a
think they thought that went off much
9-3,
quicker than it
8-4
actually
half.
did. Like, you see the swing.
Random Uno again. Another 5 gifted. Thank you so much, bro. Thank you, thank you.
Was a headshot that he was even
appreciate you doing
remotely
that.
stunned for. Like you can see, already swinging.
Another 5 from you. Chat, you know what to do.
Still hits a dink.
Get the slug oil spam going.
Again,
At random Uno,
a
if you
little
got
bit more
gifted.
patience, and that could have gone a very different way.
This
But
ult is bad.
well
Nah, I think the
played
ult's
from
pretty
Liquid,
good.
more specifically,
It's
well
also
played from
different
Nats.
for
Yeah, it's one thing
duelists
for
to
your
have
opponents
like an
to make that
initiator role.
mistake, but capitalizing on it is something else entirely. And
Few
Nats,
players would in that fashion.
100%.
It's some of the rest
that
of the
was
kit.
wonderful work, and just enough for Team Liquid to put their first on the board.
Yeah, protect Timmy. Protect Timmy.
There's no way that Gentlemates
If you
are gonna
want
find
small info,
themselves
Gentlemates
on an
CEO
eco,
said on
of
stream
course,
today
not
in
even if it
French
was
that Robbie
this
BK couldn't
round, and
play
that's not
anymore
looking
because of
likely with an
personal
opening
issues.
of Mini onto Kiko.
And Kamek was on the market.
Camo
It was an obvious
having to give up
choice.
space, but
Interesting.
Patatek finding the pick, at least
Massive
stopping
duel,
Flick
by
on
the way, over
cross.
towards B
Patty
here.
will
This
stay
is
up
everything.
close, looking for this fight. Cat a snake bite buys them a little bit of space, and the stun is good. The Armageddon now
Holy.
fired in will pull them into the open, but with the Viper wall up,
Forces
there's no
them
way
back.
to punish
It's a
on
good
that
flash.
deep
No one's here
flash
to tank it,
by
though.
Kamek. They should know that he could be through this wall. He definitely had to be close to be right-clicking the flash in, and they're checking it, aware of it, and Camo finds the kill as a result. Zipan, as the wall falls,
Oh,
looks for a
Zipan,
duel
dude,
back
what a
in the other
duel.
direction, but the trades keep it in favor of Team Liquid. Rotate as well with Nats coming in. Viper's Pit not likely to be used, but maybe now. With Patatek falling and pressure
Zero
on
needs
for
to tuck in and
Serial.
wait for
Had
Nats.
a tough few fights, but this round stepping up for the double and leaving Mini to do it all. But in clutches, he's been
Okay.
good. This
Dude,
time,
Serial
Nats is there
won
on
a
top of the
lot
rope.
of important duels there. He got the
I don't
trade
think
and then he
ever
won the most
expected
important 1v1.
threw right in his face. Another solid reaction. Again, a blip at the beginning of the round, but Patatek's response, reclaiming that ground, making sure that every fight, every aggressive position became more and more
Hash and Bash
awkward.
with the Prime
And
as well.
that's
Thank you
thing
for the
with a lot of
4
what
months,
Nats
dude.
is doing
Thank you,
with his
thank you.
utility. He just stays alive so that that poison orb is constantly an issue. You just want to plant there. Well, okay, you're going to have to go down to 20 HP, 30 HP in order to really get past that one.
Well, this is going to be the early push on B.
He's onto you? What did you
Omen
say?
and Waylay already inside
He
that
asked
choke
me
and
how
pushing deeper through the smoke. This is a lot of information for that side.
Can you ask me how the sub
And it's
gifts go?
important
Meaning
Nats
how will
needs
it
to
be
there for the
distributed?
delay.
As
The
in, do you mean
Viper's
who
Pit
to,
even sent up.
or...
Perhaps the idea to...
I think it's random when you do multiple, but I think if you do single, you can gift to
Those
others.
two players
Unless
that
you're
are pushed
talking
up
about
are
what I do
going
at
to
revenue
be a
splits,
big surprise for
in which
Gentlemates.
case
This
the
is
mobs
a
get
wonderful
15%.
idea, and their reward
I don't know.
has to be claimed.
As in who to give
but it's
to? Oh,
looking
okay.
good.
If you want to do single,
So
I think you have
nervous,
to
though.
do it solo
The fact is
gifted.
there's one
Otherwise, it's
gap.
random.
That gap is towards middle. Like
I
if
think that's
they
right.
push forward, there's the turret.
But I
that
don't know
will
how to
catch
do
them,
the...
but there's
Mate, I've never done
Then
it.
to get
So I
onto
don't know
the
how you
B side
actually
without
like
too many issues, and there you
target
go.
someone and gift them.
They have the info. Patatek will know that there's potential
Where's
for
the...
them
Oh,
to have gone back.
we
The
saw this
spike
from another
is
team,
still
right? Where
outside of
they
Ada. That
flashed
could have
here
been
and they
everything.
sent
The
it.
timing worked out. It was a split second from them seeing Kamek.
The good
and the
reaction
spike
from
being on
Liquid,
the
double
ground.
push down. They
Said
spot
though
the
Click was
spike,
lost.
and
Zipan's position
Kamek's kind of
makes this
locked
one
in
tough.
towards A now. This is a
They can
really
push
weird
forward
round.
and catch the players on the edge of the pit. They did not expect Serial to be waiting. And now, while they have to deal with the man inside
They
that
kind of brought
pit,
back the old Sasha
do.
setup. Dude, they managed to kill Nats here.
Mini has
Wait,
done
I
a
don't know if these two
remarkable
should be
job.
going without
That's
anyone.
pulled it back into the realms of possibility. Team Liquid.
Dude, even Gentlemates aren't
Putting
expecting
back
them
in
to go
before the
here. Yeah, I
spike
don't know why
goes
they went on their
down,
own
but
here.
the
It's a
players
2v.
from
It's a
Liquid do
2v.
instead.
2v3.
It's Mini again, digging deep when he's needed the most. and he
Holy,
won't be
bro.
needed in the late
I'm
round.
not sure the
Kamek
two should have
makes
gone in
damn
here. They
sure
gave him
of
just a
that.
2v2 on site.
Mini's hit another level in this series. I don't know
Mini, yeah,
what
Mini's a
happened to
beast,
this
man. He's
guy, but he
fragging
is
so heavy.
always reliable in these situations.
My Granny with
is,
the Prime,
I
thank you so
agree
much,
with
dude.
everything
Thank you,
you're
thank you.
saying, except hitting another level, because he was like this at kickoff.
Fair enough.
Like, that's the
fair
thing.
enough.
This guy, since being in the league, has been so impressive. Like, what
Arch,
he did
thank
in
you
this
so much
round
for the
is
gifted.
insane.
To Faker, of
what-
course.
like, basically
And
the
my
whole
Granny,
plan was
appreciate
to
the
wrap
Prime.
around
Thank you
and
so much,
catch
dude.
Nats from behind. When that fails, he goes, I'll do it myself, and just walks into the Lion's Den and comes out, well,
It was 3v3.
didn't even take a lick of
Yeah, so they
damage.
so they kind of pushed when they think it's a 2v3 on site. Oh my goodness. So, that is giant. Now what happens? What the? Okay, well they spot 2.
This is so much chaos. I don't even get a moment to breathe without something ridiculous happening. Kiko is giving them hope in a round where there was none. 4 pistols
Yeah,
still
no
stand
one wants
where
to
there
give
was
them the
5
next
to
kill
begin
on
with.
this one. They could just play for ults
Unfortunately,
Liquid. It must be super tempting.
Collecting the rifles is a no-go. Sending through the salvos to try and clear the player. While using utility. They do need someone to find a kill to get them back. At least level.
What a shot. Not who I think was who I thought was going to get the shot. Yeah, and we said they might be tempted to do the ults. And they still have another ult if they wanna.
Clearly feeling winnable. Patatech
Paddy, you're crazy. At least they're all dueling together.
Find another Kata with the clutch on his hands, and he
Holy, this round was madness. Absolute madness. Dude, Kiko hit some incredible shots to open this up. And then Serial hit some good shots. And it looked like each time someone was sending it in on their own, but honestly, it was pretty coordinated. Serial was always there to trade it, no matter what.
To be honest, I'm sat in the
Great shot.
studio and I'm nervous. These rounds have been so uncomfortable.
Great shot from Nance.
Big thrifty round where, again, it looked like there was, after the early start, opportunities for mates to really run away with it. That's something that Liquid are never going to allow.
Yeah, I think for mates, this round boils down to it being a bit too telegraphed. Team Liquid had 4 players alive and 4 players on the A side. Everyone was there ready for that fight.
Random Uno, by the way, thank you for the kind words as well, bro.
Who has had a bit of a struggle in some of these games. Well, he stepped up for, I think, 2 very important kills in this one, or at least he was assisting the second. For Team Liquid, getting away with a round like that has certainly caused a couple of alarm bells to ring on the other side. We've had a timeout from Gentlemates, 5-3 in the lead, but not happy with how things are going in the last couple.
Look at the ults. That's the big thing. Although they might have a piece or 2 missing for this round,
okay, where's the money at?
Either online or 1 away.
Where is
so
the money?
They can throw everything at this round just to try and make sure they get through it, keep their economy
Gentlemates
strong.
basically go all in on this one.
That's the most important thing.
So you're going to see him use probably all 3 ults.
They're still on the edge a little bit. They've had to invest the majority. They only got 1 player.
Camera 1 away for
last
ult here
round.
as well, so it's looking like they're going aggro and trying to give him this.
It can be tough.
Oh, we go pretty aggro from Liquid again. Double push down over towards B. Like I said, I think we're just going to use all the ults into this one. They might Teo ult and then Viper ult just to secure it.
An orb for the next ult. If they want to pick it up and just basically go, okay, we traded an ult.
Yeah, they want to Viper ult the left side.
Especially if
right side.
finding that. Viper's pick goes into play. Big danger again.
Over towards B, Camo picked up the ult. Killjoy ult, and then they might be able to combo it.
And sure, Kamek pops ult before, but it's not going to do a whole lot in terms of stopping the lockdown. They still need to respect it. They've managed to destroy it though, and actually Armageddon
I don't even know how they destroyed it, to be honest. Salvos and something.
A lot of presence all over the site being heard by Kata, but they can't find him. They don't know where he's gone.
He's everywhere.
The top rope, he'll find one. Now they know, but it could be too little, too late.
Kadabra played this very well. This was so hard to keep up with. I don't even know how they broke the ult, to be honest.
They came into it with
Teo
5
Teo ult,
I
okay.
believe they leave with 0. But it's
yeah,
worth
that makes
it.
sense.
When your economy is that screwed and your opponents are on the brink of being reset in exactly the same way, you put everything into it because the payoff is potentially a multitude of rounds just in trade for this.
They were pretty on top of this
the
then, to be honest.
Sort of set out. You had that
They kept the plan real simple. Teo ult to cancel out the Killjoy ult.
They knew that no matter what card
you got Killjoy ult to make sure they go away from site, and then Viper ult to win the post plant.
And clearly had the mana for it too. Team Liquid trying to adapt.
Oh god.
To this weaker buy with aggression. The bookie from Patatech is good for the first. He's going deep for more and almost
19
gets
HP.
It, but mowed down on that B-hold.
Wait, that's incredible.
Make it work, and that peak
that's incredible. I've never seen that. That's awesome.
It's caught them way off off guard.
Man, you gotta have some high sense to do that.
So stupid to see, but hey, that couldn't have gone any better.
That's so sick.
0 damage. Teammate gets a kill, and there might even be a gun for him to pick back up. Although Zipan seems to have the idea. Down, they have.
Wait, this is going to get so weird.
He has absolutely no idea, and that is a huge problem for Kamek.
Oh, he got around the corner.
So he stays alive.
Dude, got a double lurk on, but it's not the best plant for the double lurk. When does Zipan Salvos come online?
They have to look the other way. They have to work out where he is, and well, Kada tagged
yeah, they got it half.
Be able to put the snake bite in. That buys even more time, and in the end,
bro, this is a weird round.
It was squeaky bum time.
No, it's good goal. That was really weird.
It's a round.
You know, I look at it, I suppose, from a conventional shooter perspective. You've got one player back yellow. One goes for the lurk around mid, the other one goes for the lurk around through the spawn and kitchen. It's a big...
It's so
really
good.
Insane. But it's a big risk to take, but then you consider what they have. Kata's very low on HP.
Look at me, bro.
Kata's very low on HP. Goes up above, has a snake bite, fires that in, and you had salvos just coming online for Zipan as well.
Yeah,
so even though he's out of position,
with,
he's not out of the round.
Dash there again, right?
Good timing, good read, and it's very difficult to counter that on the other side through the nano that was sent in to destroy some util and, well, maybe cause some problems. Serial does well here, landing himself the first. The spike down on the floor, and so is Kata. Numbers thinning out for mates. Liquid trailing by 4, but they're starting to pick up the pace now. Good info from
Serial as well, doesn't over peak.
Still possible. Great crossfire in the spawn as well. If Mini pushes that door, he was dead. The Kiko alongside Patatek. Kiko goes hunting out of the site and finding free kills. This is looking much better for Team Liquid.
Round them. They really cannot afford to let slip. Click. No idea there's a player directly below him. The mob, as you can see. Mini's had his moments. Spike in hand, he's been
spotted.
The run back.
It's a very doable round.
He's going to have an idea that there's players around this position, but he is not aware of how close Camo was.
I wanted to look at that.
Good response from Liquid. It has been a rough half for them so far, but after the 4-0 streak, it has been much more of a back and forth. We say though, an 8-4 feels incredibly different to a 7-5.
Absolutely. And that 8 very much possible for the side of Gentlemates. Team Liquid don't come in with any ultis of their own.
Other than an Omen on defense.
So far, mates seem to have the answers once these problems
I doubt we get to see any.
It looks to be a very fast play towards middle.
Maybe Patties.
Perhaps. Orb there, and only the way.
Okay, they're doing the same thing where they create pressure on this angle here at yellow, and then they dash over.
Instead, it's going to be Waylay embedding and maybe looking for the late flank. It's
yeah.
a new look.
They're going for this again. They used it earlier.
Last time out. Nats was isolated when he was in this position. It's understandable that he is just going to give up that spot.
Okay, now they get to yellow. Let's keep an eye on Waylay. Oh my goodness.
Nice start, but the trades come back thick and fast. Kiko, it should be freebie. It will be.
Yeah, Click going a little bit too loud on the way through. Misreading the rotations.
Kiko is full util.
It's given a real chance. The side of Liquid. Kiko and Camo, the 2 on their way back through. Full utility belts. Paranoia still up, smoke for the spike already. That's putting pressure on. 6 seconds till salvos, but Zipan has to fight. And that's the utility now removed. One piece at least. Kamek bought himself a bit more time.
Another smoke for the spike.
Back yellow. They don't know where he is, but being forced to spam, thinking they're on the spike, but now it's a 1v1. More doable.
No time on this.
But Camo got ahead of the problem. Time
I think it's no
low.
time. It's really close.
No,
it will be close.
I don't think so.
Very close, but not close enough.
8 is a lot.
Red Bull clutch.
Yeah, and Kiko maybe had to double smoke this here.
A big one
and maybe they had to get half as well.
Who knows? The difference maker when we head into the next. And honestly, right now, it does seem like Gentlemates are in that driver's seat. We'll see if the tide will turn once again.
I know it is a running question. You love FPX, especially after the rebrand. Would you mind giving my thoughts on Berlin retiring because of wrist problems? I mean, it happens. Dude, it happens when people... Because he was relatively young, right?
Red Bull
it's just when like people don't do all the stretches and stuff. And it's like all the boring stuff, but you actually kind of have to do it as a player if you want to have a good career. But it happens a lot, man. But I think everyone these days is like a little bit better educated in terms of doing that stuff when you're a pro player. But it's a shame, man, 'cause Berlin was like one of the most entertaining to watch because he was a nutcase. Paddy Pan retired because of the same. Yeah, it happens all the time. It's just like if you don't do stretches and you maybe have like bad posture or your aiming style means that you're using your wrist a lot. There's loads of things. It's really common. But honestly, in most of these pro teams at the moment, they'll like do stuff to make sure you can have a longer career. Like Liquid hired a guy that meant that because I dislocated my tendon on this hand. Liquid hired a guy that pretty much fixed that for me with physiotherapy.
In this series, certainly when we opened up with a 13-6
I went from being able to play for like an hour, I can now play for like 10 hours, no pain.
Comeback indeed. And now 8-4 in the lead.
All of the top teams will always have people that can help everyone out. Liquid did the same with Soulcast as well. Soulcast had wrist issues and they fixed it.
It's been funny looking across both sides of the stage.
Who's your favorite player? Berlin? Berlin was fun to watch. 3-2 for Pistols.
As ever. I think even it looked like in that moment he was telling them, right, we take it easy, we take it calm. Clearly not crumbling under any of that pressure of facing up against his old squad with his new mates. Question is, can they start this off with a pistol? Getting themselves ever further clear.
Good amount of info on this.
I've already said it. The pistols have been cursed so far.
Physiotherapy is so good. Yeah. I'll find the guy's Twitter if anyone's like interested. He's so good, man.
Swing by Camo. Mini shutting it down. That's the only pick for Gentlemate so far.
Yeah, and do they actually like play the numbers well?
4 HP, forced to fall back, and the site now claimed for a plant. Push in, not gonna work out for Kiko though, and so numbers back to square footing, but it's Mini being so low that makes this a difference.
A little bit overzealous though, wanting to try and get that close ground, but instead giving an opportunity. Click now.
It's a good plant though, but
slip-ups, a few missed shots, giving those opportunities.
I'm super worried about this one. Salvos go in. Damn, bro.
Again, an advantage.
Gentlemates played this very well. They realized they had no vision block. If they focus on the spike, then they're gonna lose. So they decide to go super aggro, knowing that they're probably gonna be hiding with one salvos and one facing. And that's a double pistol on this.
These players are able to have a moment to breathe, to step back, but instead, Kiko goes hunting, knowing the player that dropped down was low, not expecting that they'd swapped positions, and that someone else had filled in that gap, ready for a fight. I don't blame him. That's a huge round for Gentlemates, and you can see the frustration in Liquid's coaching staff.
It's such a bad era.
Could mean so much
and they really go for it. They got a force buy on this one. All in from Liquid. Pistols 2-0 on this map, 4-2 altogether.
Oops.
I'm not sure about that one, Tom. We'll have to bring that up in the post-game interview. 9-4.
I won't ask that question. Someone else.
Didn't spot numbers.
From Team Liquid, they've invested fully into the Stingers. They want to stop this madness before it gets way out of hand, and we might
get through this without a flash.
A loss in this round.
Oh my god, that'll do it.
Signal the beginning of the
that is a fast cleanup. 5 assists from the Vipers. They all go through the wall, and Liquid all in this.
Flawless, which it's not going to put
I don't know what they do now. I don't know if they force again or what.
As well, they bought up full rifles.
Yeah,
they knew that was coming. They were confident that their opponents were going to invest into this round. So everybody purchased, taking
they were so ready for this.
Look, when the map comes up at the end, they're all on this site fighting together. They had the right read, the right weaponry.
We're in the control of this game, okay?
And as he said,
yeah, I think he's right. I mean, they do low buy instead of forcing it again because
debut as an IGL. And honestly,
Noel is lost. Thanks so much for the Prime, bro. Appreciate the 2 months.
Well, from not having hands to having their opponents in a chokehold, quite an impressive turnaround from
Dude, with the waylays absolutely sent it once they've done their B default. Do they have an idea about Nats? Oh my goodness, they do now.
Already, Nats has been spotted having pushed all the way up in middle. Mini is just closing in the gap behind. The space left open.
Oh my god, look at this guy go.
Mini, a three-piece on a low buy for Liquid, of course. The consequences of their actions. That's not going anywhere other than up in rounds for Gentlemates. 11-4. This was looking done and dusted. Team Liquid
Bacon got his one round with Waylay and he's spamming tell me Waylay is bad again.
But Gentlemates, they still had some.
I mean, Waylay's not a good agent, Bacon. I just don't believe it.
Beautiful.
I'm loving as well seeing this, the Mamba in the crowd.
Yeah.
Cheering on the squad, and while it's going swimmingly. There needs to be a backbreaker. There needs to be someone on this Liquid squad to step up and do something, because right now they have gone silent at the worst possible time. In the last map, they fought back to OT.
Yeah, and Bacon's answer to this will be that Waylay killed Waylay, so Waylay's the best.
On the map, that was such an aggressive early push, but you can see what this squad, what they have got to. I said earlier in the map, when they get rolling, they don't stop, and that's what they continue to do. They push the boundaries more and more and more, and it takes someone shutting them down to maybe finally change the tide.
I think it's as simple as if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And last round, he pushed up, got a kill for free. He's going to say, okay, are you going to give me that gap again? The answer this time was no. They're pushing in off the back of another kill.
Oh my goodness, the bunnies are going crazy. You respectfully disagree? That's better than how Bacon will put it.
Better weapon there, and that could be a disaster. But instead, Team Liquid, given a moment to breathe, a 1v3, and Mini caught with his knife out. That's about the only way to stop him from winning a clutch.
He's very good at hitting headshots, but not so much with the knife. Liquid finally put a stop to the streak, but definitely a lot still to go.
Oh boy. That's really, really rough, man.
Now it makes a bit more sense why the kill came in.
Weird, there's no
assist, yeah, on the other side. I wonder what happened.
Wrong KO flash.
I guess we'll never know.
Yeah. Well,
we'll have to after the game.
Maybe the analysts can figure that one out. Telestrator from Mini.
Doing it.
Yeah. Or maybe we bring in the Hog to break that one down.
We'll need it. We'll need it. That might be that's a Hog strat actually. So we'll have to consult the experts after the game. Get the mightiest of Joes involved. 11-5, 6-round gap, and Team Liquid with the rifles out, with confidence, and perhaps wind in their sails after the last round. But I'll say, when we swapped to cams, it didn't look like Nats was all too happy. And understandably, when they're behind by this much, and mates have felt like they've got full control. The ult online.
Double duels with Waylay? Yeah, I would much prefer a double duels with Waylay.
To throw hands.
Exactly.
You can use the Yoru like a KO.
For Mini is a big reason why
I think as soon as you
backside presence. They don't need to, but Gaming started
I don't know, man. I've just seen I just seen nothing good, really. Like, I've seen a couple of good rounds where the Waylay looks okay, but then I think after you know about it as well, I just don't think it's good for multiple wins.
Clear now, there you go. Maybe a little bit of an overface from Kamek. The rest of the team, it does seem almost telegraphed that they're playing this one for a retake, but he's ahead of the curve, looking for those fights. Mentioned the potential overconfidence, and these sort of rounds begin to look quite easy.
Oh, I like the salvos on top of this, though.
We've seen many a round turn on its head. It's not pretty.
Dude, Liquid will take this because
the job is done nonetheless. And, well, getting back onto this.
That's 1-0 out of them.
Yeah, just a little bit of an overheat. Mini
It
goes
maybe
through the wall,
wasn't worth
through
doing.
the smoke, expecting they've already fallen back, but it was very much not the case. Stun, that's actually decent. That's just too far back to be caught by it, though, and with utility still on the spike and time ticking away. Salvo's still online for Patatek, just now being fired out. This is cementing the round for Team Liquid, and with Kata picked off, it's a little more costly. Zipan gets out, they'll save that weapon for the next, but Team Liquid continue the climb back, slowly but surely getting back into the game.
Still a mountain to climb, but I think especially for teams with maybe less
Americas? Yeah, it's starting now. We'll switch over after.
Zipan, who's been around the block a bit, but you're talking about a lot of players who have recently come up from the tier 2. Obviously, that pressure can start to build, because as mentioned, a win here. Definitely some other games that you'd expect for Gentlemates
Eco,
easier than the
if
team that
Liquid
just
could
went
win
to
this one
Masters.
for Gentlemates.
That'd be a huge first point.
Would be nice if they had the extra ult to go with it, but still strong
Gotta
ults.
get it over the
Patty
line,
one away
but not
from
get ahead of
oh.
themselves.
This comeback is not real until
This
they
flash
hear
is gonna go
Patatech
above 2 of them.
screaming again. That,
Oh
for
my
me,
god, this is
the
so
sign
weird.
this is going well.
No
Huge
way, they got
potential,
caught out in the
and it's
open
Mini
and the
to pick
smoke
up
went.
the double.
Wait, you do
Liquid's
the
an observer.
TP where the smoke is?
A shutdown that leaves Team
And then
Liquid
if you get out of there,
grasping
you're out in
at
the
straws. No
open.
map control, nothing to fall back on.
I'm not sure
At
about
least
that
having
one.
Patatech still alive for that initiation, that drone through, but Armageddon now with the orb, but I think he was going to get an orb either way. Come hell or high water, mates. 5. Like, look at them. Look
Yeah,
at the
dude,
stack
look at
on
the
back A
numbers.
side. All 5 players here. If this was an eco round, it would make sense, but they're
Oh
doing
boy,
it with
6
rifles,
chances.
and that's going to be frustrating for Liquid, attempting to come back into
And they
that
saved
one.
a good amount of their
6
ults.
rounds now in a row needed.
But this is what I've loved about Gentlemates on the defense, is they call a strat, call an idea, pop flash in. Mini was basically just watching in case
Dude,
they
that's
tried
their
to
own
push
smoke. This is what I mean.
And
I'm
the
not sure you can
aggression from
insta
Click-
do that with
the
the smoke
aggression
so
was
low.
a little bit messy from him, but it gave the information that was enough for Mini to then get aggressive again. They have these ideas, they have these plans, they move as a unit, and I feel like Liquid have really, really struggled with that throughout this match so far. And the most important thing for me is you come into this matchup and go, okay, Click had a quieter map, maybe Mini will quieten down or something like that. No, we've got every single member of the mates performing, and unfortunately, Serial's finally having like a better game than what we've seen so far, but it's other players that have gone missing. Patatech not having that same success when moving over to the Teo, normally on that more supportive role, and obviously Kiko's someone who, as I said, when you go back to kickoff, maybe the best player in the entire event. Well, Icebox normally is home ground. Think back to some of the crazy games he had when on Jet. Well, unfortunately on the Omen, it's not gone as well today.
No, it really hasn't. 6 in a row needed for Liquid to have any shot at this. Then they'll have to fight in overtime. Mates, they've been looking clean. Mini's popping off. Zipan 17 and 9 at the moment.
What have they got?
You have to think
Killjoy ult, Tail ult.
that round is coming, that win. If not
These
now,
Gentlemates
soon.
can just stack all these ults, and their
Liquid,
ults are really good.
Airtight strategy needed. They've had their timeout and what could be their last chance to put a round on the board.
They've also got to be wary. That's the thing. This becomes less about, okay, what's our plan? What are we doing? And more about what are mates going to do?
They call me Joseph. Thank you so much for the 9 months, bro. Appreciate that. Thank you, thank you.
For us? And this is the thing. We saw this setup before, where it's an early, aggressive start to
Whoa.
the round.
Wait, this is a nice little punish here.
Setup. They were ready for a player not to be allowed to move away.
Yeah, we said with the time we were a little bit worried that Liquid having Icebox for the last map might own them just because Gentlemates had like what, 3 weeks longer, and honestly they got some good stuff.
In full effect in that round. Containment is the name of the game for Gentlemates. Turret still watching their back, and the rest of the squad looking firmly forward. Now that ult, it will stop some utility, and that lets them just run straight through on the mate side, dominating
Camo
the
wanted
duels
to
as
trigger
we've
discipline
seen
here as
so
well.
often
Okay,
in this
Gentlemates.
series. It's 13
Kamek's
to
gonna be happy
6.
with that one.
Matching
The revenge match.
performance Team Liquid dished out
Rough stuff for
defeat on
Liquid.
map 1, but even being so